Hi guys, welcome to the first ever Fit Mamas Chill class. This is going to be a postnatal Pilates class. So if you're postnatal, and I don't like to put a time frame on that, that could be 6 weeks postnatal, it could be 6 months, it might be 6 years. But if you are interested in getting into some Pilates, maybe you've had some back problems, maybe you want to strengthen up your core, maybe you want to work a little bit on your flexibility, then this is the right class for you. Okay, so I'm going to do lots of explanations of what we're doing today, especially for those of you who haven't done Pilates before. So we're just going to take a moment to get our setup right, and then we'll start warming up. So I'd like to start by bringing your feet all the way together and touching. Lovely, and then open the balls of the feet out to the side, and bring your heels into alignment with the forefoot so that your feet are parallel. And then from there, just gently rock your weight forward onto the balls of your feet and back onto your heels. So we're just going to find where you naturally hold your weight. Lovely, and then we're going to bring it into the centre. So from here, I'd like to just find your weight into the centre so that your weight is even from the front to the back of each foot. And then from there, rocking over onto one foot and the other. And as you do this, I'd like you to picture 3 corners of each foot. So you've got your pad below your big toe, your pad below your little toe, and your heel. So I want you to bring your weight into the centre and just find your weight even over those 3 corners on the right foot and 3 corners on the left foot. And then really ground down through those 3 corners of your feet. Okay? Moving upwards, just make sure that your knees are soft, so that means they're not locked back, but they're just off lock. And then coming up to your pelvis, I'd like you to tuck your tailbone under and release back. Tucking under and release back. So if you imagine your pelvis is like a big bony bowl and that bowl is full of water, you're going to tilt a little bit of water out the back of the bowl and out the front of the bowl. Back and front. Good, and then come to a stop halfway between those 2 end positions. So you feel like your bowl is upright and you're not spilling any water out the front or the back of the bowl. And from there, think about lifting your rib cage up and out of your pelvis. Picture a helium balloon attached to the crown of your head that's drawing you up towards the ceiling so you're standing up as tall as you can. And then from there, relax your shoulders away from your ears and think about opening across your collarbones, lengthening those collarbones. Lovely. So that's your neutral setup. If you feel like you're getting a little bit stiff in that position, just relax a little bit out of that position, okay? It shouldn't feel strong or stiff. It should feel relaxed and natural, okay? From here, I'd like to take a deep, wide breath in. Just fill the whole rib cage with air. And relax to exhale. Utilising your breath is really important in Pilates because the position of the diaphragm helps you to contract your pelvic floor muscles and your other deep core muscles, okay? So again, you're going to take a deep breath in. And this time, as you exhale, you're going to set your centre. So if you imagine you're wearing a low slung belt and that belt's got about 10 notches, you're going to imagine you're pulling your belt in just about 3 notches, okay? So if you haven't done that yet, deep wide breath in. Exhale, and then at the end of the exhale, think about drawing that belt in a few notches and holding there. So again, it's not a really strong contraction, it's a very gentle contraction of those deep abdominals. You might find that you can't hold that for too long just yet, that's absolutely fine, but I'd like to aim to keep holding that contraction and keep breathing through it. We're going to start to warm up from here, keeping the abdominals engaged. Bring one ear to one shoulder. Hold there to breathe in. Exhale, tuck your chin in and roll over to the other side. Good. Hold to inhale. And exhale and roll. Hold to inhale. Exhale and roll. And again, hold to inhale. Exhale and roll. And then just hold your ear to your shoulder. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. Keep standing up tall, lifting up and out of your pelvis. If you feel like your centre isn't set anymore, then just reset your centre, drawing in through those deep abdominals. And then circle out the opposite shoulder. Good. 2 more circles. And last one. Tuck your chin in, roll over to the other side. And hold there, relax your shoulders. Keep your centre set. Good. Circle out the opposite shoulder. Good. 2 more circles. Last one. Okay, relax that shoulder down, bring your head back into the centre. Let's interlock the fingers, round through your upper back. Tuck your chin onto your chest. Hold there to take a deep breath in. Exhale, open out wide. Keep that tailbone slightly tucked. And again, inhale, reach forward. Exhale, open out. 2 more. Good, last one here. Inhaling to reach forward. Exhaling to open out wide. And then relax your arms down. Okay, let's change the foot position a little bit. We're going to take our feet a little bit wider apart and turn your feet slightly out. So they're pointing, if you were standing in the middle of a clock face, you'd have one foot pointing towards 2 o'clock and one towards 10 o'clock. Okay, we're going to soften into the knees, and again, think about those 3 corners of your feet. Just get your weight even from the pad below the big toe, pad below the little toe, and the heel. Lovely. Pelvis stays upright. Make sure you're not spilling any water out the front or the back of the bowl. Good, and centre is set. You're going to keep your lower body still, and we're going to do some rotation here. So breathe in to prepare. Exhale, open out wide. Inhale to the centre. Exhale, open out. Inhale and exhale. In and out. In and out. In. And last one here. Out. Okay, back to the centre. Let's reach the arms up and soften the shoulders down. We're going to do some upper body reaches here. So the legs stay still. You're going to shift the rib cage to one side and reach up, and then shift the rib cage to the other side and reach up, okay? So the legs stay still and the pelvis stays in the centre. It's the rib cage that's moving. So shift across and lift. And as you shift towards that left side, push your right foot down onto the floor. And as you shift towards the right side, push your left foot down. Good, so you're anchoring through your feet, and you should feel that stretch all the way down to the opposite hip as you come up. Good, couple more to each side. And last one here. Okay, back to the centre, open the arms out wide. We're going to give the waist a stretch here. Again, legs stay still, take a deep breath in to prepare. Exhale, reach up and over. Inhale back to the centre. Remember, your centre is still set. Okay, so if you've lost that contraction of those deep abdominal muscles, again, come back to that analogy of that low slung belt and drawing that belt in just a few notches. Exhale, reach. Nice stretch into the waist. Inhale, centre. Let's do a couple more to each side. And last one to each side. Good, very nice work. Come back into the centre. Let's keep the feet where they are. Make sure your pelvis is still upright. Centre is set. Collarbones are long, back of the neck is long. Lovely. We're going to lower and lift here into a wide squat. So starting to warm up into the buttocks a little bit and the legs. So today we're going to focus a little bit on upper body posture. When you spend a lot of time holding your baby and feeding your baby and sleeping in funny positions, your shoulders can tend to drop forward a little bit. So we're going to work on opening out through the upper body. We're going to work a little bit on stiffness in the spine. We're going to work on waking up the glute muscles and those deep abdominals as well. Good. 4 more here. And up. 3 more. And up. 2 more. And last one. Excellent. Very nice work. Those legs a little shake out here. Okay, let's work a little bit on stability around the pelvis. So I'd like to soften down and just make sure your knees are pointing towards your second and third toe. Keep that pelvis upright, centre set. Imagine you have a spirit level lying on your waistband and you're going to keep that bubble right in the centre. We're going to lift and lower one heel at a time. keeping that bubble right in the centre. Lift and lower, lift and lower, good. Don't let your pelvis move at all. Very nice work. Those of you who are a bit more advanced, if you want to switch and switch, you can do that, but your pelvis should stay totally still. No movement at all. Excellent. 4 more, and switch. 3, and switch. Last 2, and last 1. Very nice work. Come up and give those legs a shake out. Okay, we're going to loosen off through the spine with a roll down, which is a lovely one to do if your back's feeling a bit stiff. So bring your feet back to hip width apart, 3 corners of your feet, knees soft, pelvis is upright, and your centre is set. I'd like you to take a deep breath in, exhale, tuck your chin onto your chest, let your shoulders round forward, and then roll through your spine, 1 vertebrae at a time. The arms are heavy and floppy, neck is relaxed, just rolling as low as you feel able to. And then when you get to the bottom, give your head a little bit of a nod to say yes, and a little bit of a shake to say no. And then take a deep breath in, and exhale. Tuck that tailbone under, roll through your lower back, into your middle back, into your upper back, and head, neck and shoulders come at last of all. Let's do a couple more of those. You work at your speed. Inhale to prepare, exhale to roll down. Just being aware of how that movement feels on the way down. It's not just about your end position, it's about that quality of movement as you come down and how much movement you're able to get through your middle back and lower back. Good. Coming back up in your own time. Nice work. 1 more here. Deep breath in. Exhale down. Make sure the knees are soft. Keep your weight even over your feet. Good. Coming back up in your own time. Good, nice work. Okay, now that we're warmed up, we're going to come into a little bit of postural work. So I'd like to keep your weight even over your feet, knees soft, pelvis upright, centre set. We're going to start with a dumb waiter. So tuck your elbows in at your waist. Imagine you've got weights hanging off your elbows that are just drawing your shoulders away from your ears. As you exhale, you're going to open the forearms out and draw your shoulder blades in towards your spine, and inhale, fold back in again. As you open out, just make sure your tailbone is staying tucked and your back is staying still. You're not arching your back or flaring through the rib cage. Good. Exhale out. Inhale in. Keep imagining that helium balloon attached to the crown of your head that's drawing you up so you're standing up as tall as you can. Lovely. Keep it going. 4 more here. 3. 2 more. And last one. Okay, we're going to open out and hold for a moment. Again, imagine those weights hanging off your elbows. I'd like to keep your right arm totally still, and you're just going to move your left arm in and out. Good. Right arm stays open as wide as you can. Keep that elbow tucked right in. Don't let the elbow slide away. Keep going. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. Switch sides. In and out. Good. Keep those forearms open as wide as you can. Lovely. Last few here. 2 more. Last one. And hold. Let's come into a Cleopatra. So take a deep breath in to prepare. Exhale, turn your palms down, reach away. Inhale, palms come up, slide the elbows in, keep your forearms as wide as you can. Exhale, reach away. Inhale. And exhale. Every time the arms move, imagine the shoulder blades drawing down your back. Then keep those shoulder blades pinned down as you reach away. Draw the shoulder blades down your back. Keep them reaching away. Good. I want you to really pin those shoulder blades down your back and reach away. Good. Keep going. 4 more. Inhale and reach. Good. 3 more. And reach. Lovely. 2 more. And reach. Last one here. And reach away. Nice work. Relax those arms down. Relax the shoulders off. We're going to do another roll down. This time we'll add in a little bit of rotation at the bottom. So that's just gently swinging the upper body from side to side. Okay, so ground through your feet. Soften your knees. Set your center. Breathe in to prepare. Exhale. Tuck your chin in. Let your shoulders round forward. When you get as low as you'd like to go, you're just going to gently rotate from side to side. Good. Come back into the centre and then roll back up again. Good, lovely work. Okay, we're going to come down onto the mat or onto the floor, so if you have a mat, do grab it now, and we're going to come into kneeling on hands and knees. We're going to do an exercise here called threading the needle, which is a lovely one for loosening off the middle bit of your back, which can get really stiff when you spend a lot of time holding a baby or lifting, or even if you're in a desk job and you're spending a lot of time sitting. So I'd like you to bring your hands a little bit closer to each other, have your knees under your hips, and lift your chest away from the mat. Slide the shoulder blades down towards your back pockets and draw your navel in towards you. From here, you're going to reach one arm up towards the ceiling. Turn to look at that hand. Reach up as high as you can. Hold there. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, thread that arm through between the opposite hand and knee. Relax your shoulder and head down. And again, deep breath in, reaching up towards the ceiling. And exhale, thread through, reach as far as you can. Good, keep going. Let's do one more on this side. Deep breath in and out. Good. Come back to the centre, switch sides here. Inhale to reach up. Exhale, thread through and reach away. Two more on this side. Inhaling to reach up. Exhaling to thread through. And last one here. Good. Come back to the centre. And then just arch and hollow your back a couple of times here. Rounding up. Tuck your tailbone under, tuck your chin onto your chest. And then relax down. And again. Two more. And last one. Good, nice work. Come back into the centre. We're going to start to wake up the buttocks a little bit, work a little bit into the lower back and on some stability as well. So keep your hands under your shoulders and your knees under your hips. And then just lift your chest away from the mat, slide your shoulder blades back. I'd like to draw your navel in towards your spine. And you're going to keep your back totally still as you exhale, reach away one arm and the opposite leg. Inhale, lower down and switch sides. Don't let your back move at all as you transition from one side to the other. Inhale. Exhale and reach. Inhale, centre. exhale, reach. Inhale, center. Good, keep going. 2 more to each side. Exhaling to reach. Inhale to the center. And last one on each side. Okay, this one you're going to reach away and hold. And then keep that arm lifted, and you're just going to tap the toes down and lift up. Tap and lift. If this is a little bit too much for your balance, then just rest your fingertips on the mat for a little bit of extra support. Okay, don't let your back move, keep those abdominals engaged. Just making the buttock muscles work a little bit here. Keep going, 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. Last one, lift up and hold. Take a deep breath in and exhale, lower the hand and knee down. Let's switch sides here. Reach away, opposite arm and leg, and tap and lift. I want you to keep as much distance as you can from fingertips to toes. Tap and lift. Good, really focus on squeezing into the buttocks as you lift up that leg. Tap and lift, lovely, keep it going. Keep pulling in through the abdominals, keep lifting your chest away from the mat. You've got 2 more here. And last one. Good, nice work. Lower the hand and knee down, sit your hips back behind you, and stretch. Okay, come forward again. Let's do one more variation here. This time we're going to do hip circles. So lift your chest away from the mat, slide the shoulder blades back, and draw in through the abdominals to support your back. Let's reach away, one arm and the opposite leg. And this time you're going to imagine you're drawing circles on the wall behind you. Just little side plate size circles, keeping everything else totally still. So if I were to look at your core, I shouldn't know that anything is happening with the leg. Good, keep pulling in through those abs. If you're finding that okay, you can make those circles a little bit bigger, a little bit faster. Let's reverse the direction of the circles here. Keep lifting your chest away from the mat. Make sure you're not sinking down into that shoulder socket. Good, 2 more. And last one, lovely, stop there. Lower down, switch sides. Get your balance there, start to circle out the leg. The bigger and faster you circle, the harder it is for your balance. So you can decide how big, how fast to circle. Good, reverse the circles. Excellent, nice work. Last 3, and 2, and 1. Stop there, lower the hands and knee down, sit your hips back behind you. Okay, relax the shoulders off. Okay, from here we're going to come down into lying on our back, and we're going to come into some abdominal and some pelvic floor work. Okay, before we start working the abdominals, we need to find our neutral position, which is the best position for the deep abdominals to function. So to do this, I would like you to think about arching your back. I'm just going to roll this up so you can see what I'm doing. Arch your back up off the mat and then push your back down onto the mat. I'm going to reach my arms up just so that you can see what I'm doing if this is not familiar territory for you. So roll your back away from the mat and then push it down onto the mat. In the same way that when we were standing, we tilted the pelvis forward and back, imagining that the pelvis was like a bowl full of water and you were tilting water onto the front of the bowl and into the back of the bowl. So softening your lower back down and then arching away. And then to find your neutral position, you're going to come into a stop halfway between those 2 end positions. So you should feel like your rib cage is soft and heavy on the mat and your bottom is relaxed. But there should be just a little bit of space between your lower back and the mat, very gently lifted. And that's to maintain that natural spinal curve. this is your neutral position, and this is the position I want you to work your abdominals from, okay? So I'd like to take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, set your centre again. Think about that low slung belt drawing in a few notches. Okay, so from here, let's bring the feet together and touching, knees together and touching. We'll start with a knee drop out. Reach your arms up, soften your shoulder blades down. Keep your centre set. You're going to imagine you're balancing a cup of tea on top of your left knee, and you're going to open your right knee out to the side, keeping that left knee totally still and keeping your hip bones level. And then you're going to bring that knee back into the centre again and switch sides. So exhale, right knee is pointing straight up, balancing a cup of tea on it, left knee opens out and come back up. Okay, so that's what your knees are doing and your centre is staying set. Now, I'd like to take your fingertips onto your hip bones and make sure your hip bones are staying totally level, okay? You want to make sure that one hip bone isn't rolling up off the floor and back to the centre. Good. Open out. And back to the centre. Keep your centre set the whole time. Exhale, open out. Don't let that knee move at all. Inhale, back to the centre. Excellent. Really nice one for getting those deep abdominal muscles kicking in without the more superficial ones taking over. Make sure the abs are staying really flat. Let's go for one more to each side. Hip bones stay level. And centre. Last one here. And centre. Good. Very nice work. Okay, from here, let's do some hip circles, which is another nice one for working on pelvic stability and getting the deep abdominal muscles to kick in without the more superficial ones taking over. So just make sure you're still in that neutral position, where your lower back is gently lifted, rib cage and bottom are relaxed, and set your centre as you exhale. Let's extend one leg forward so the thighs are parallel, and reach your arms up. I'd like to imagine you've got a cup of tea resting on your bent knee. You're going to circle out the extended leg, keeping that bent knee totally still. Go on, don't let it move at all. Excellent, nice work. If this extended leg is a little bit too heavy for you, you could bend the knee and circle the leg out with the knee slightly bent, okay, just to make it into a shorter lever. Good. Again, if you'd like to make those circles bigger and faster, it'll make it more challenging. Reverse the direction of the circles. Good. Keep your chin slightly tucked in, keep that length into the back of the neck. Good. Two more. And last one. Excellent, nice work. Good. Stop there. Lower down, switch sides. Circle out. Don't let that bent knee move at all. If you can, just tuck your chin in so you can just about see the top of that bent knee in your peripheral vision. And make sure it's not moving at all. Make sure your rib cage is staying soft and heavy on the mat. Well done, keep circling. Okay, reverse those circles. Don't let that bent knee move. Excellent, 3 more. 2 more. And last one. Good, nice work. Let's just loosen off. Open the arms out wide. Anchor your shoulder blades down onto the mat. Keep that centre set. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Knees lower to one side. Turn to look away from the knees. Inhale back to the centre. Exhale, switch sides. Inhale back into the centre. Good. Keep going from side to side. Last one to each side. Okay, bring your knees back into the centre, slide those arms in. We're going to work a little bit on the pelvic floor here. So again, make sure you're in that neutral position. Take a moment to find your neutral position. Lovely. Stop where your rib cage is soft and heavy, bottom is relaxed, lower back gently lifted. Make sure your shoulder blades are flat on the mat, back of the neck is long. Okay, from here I'd like to take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, you're going to lift up through your pelvic floor. Let's lift up to about 50% of your maximum effort and hold that pelvic floor there. Good. You're going to keep breathing through it. You're going to float one leg up into what's called tabletop position, and then lower that leg down and switch sides. Exhale, float the leg up. Inhale, lower down. Keep that pelvic floor up. Exhale, up. Inhale, down. Keep that pelvic floor up. Exhale, up. Inhale, lower down. Good. One more on each side. Exhale, up. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, up. Inhale, lower down. Very nice work. Take your hands onto your abdominals. Okay, those of you who are brand new to this, haven't done any Pilates before, and are maybe feeling like your core is just at a starting point, you're going to stick with that level. Okay, those of you who've done a bit of Pilates before, feeling confident with your abdominals, let's progress that into a double tabletop. So again, make sure you're in a neutral position. Lift up that pelvic floor to about 50% of your maximum effort. Good, you'll feel those abdominals just gently drawing in as well. Good, from here you're going to lift one leg up into tabletop. Those of you who would like to can bring the second leg up into tabletop, but make sure your abdominals stay flat. Good, lower the first leg back down again, and lower the second leg back down again. Okay, if you can't lift that second leg up without your back arching and your neutral position shifting, or without your abdominals doming, then just stick with one leg at a time, lifting and lowering. Okay, listen to your body. It's really important that as that second leg comes up, you remain in that neutral position and your abdominals stay flat. Another alternative would be to have a low step and to have your feet resting on the step, and then to start from a higher position to practice bringing that second leg up. Okay, lift and lift, lower and lower. Well done. Let's go for one more here. Lift and lift, lower and lower. Very nice work. Open those arms out wide. Gently rock your knees from side to side. Okay, bring your knees back into the centre. This time, instead of holding the pelvic floor up, we're going to squeeze and release the pelvic floor. So find that neutral position again. Stop there and just gently set your centre. So working through the abdominals this time, imagining that low slung belt to draw in. If you were confident coming into double tabletop, you're going to come into double tabletop now. If that was too strong for you and you felt your posture shifting and your abdominals doming, then just lift one leg up. Okay, so it's either one leg or both legs. And we're going to do pelvic floor work from here. So from here, exhale, squeeze your pelvic floor up. Inhale, lower down. And again, exhale, squeeze up. Inhale, lower down. Two more. Exhale, squeeze that pelvic floor up. Inhale, lower down. One more time. Exhale, squeeze up. Inhale, lower down. If you're in single leg tabletop, switch your legs over now. Okay, four more. Exhale, squeeze up. Inhale, lower down. Three more. Inhale, lower down. Good. Two more. Exhale, squeeze up. Inhale, lower down. And one more time. Exhale, squeeze up. And inhale, lower down. Very nice work. If you're in double tabletop, lower those legs one leg at a time. And then gently rock your knees from side to side. Okay, we've got one more abdominal exercise to go for those deep abdominal muscles. If you were confident in double tabletop, then I'm going to show you from there first. So just watch for a moment. You're going to do a one leg stretch, exhaling to push forward, inhale to come in, switch sides, exhale forward, inhale in. If that's still a little bit too strong for you, you're going to exhale, float one leg up and push that leg forward, and inhale, fold in and lower down. And then you're going to switch sides. Exhale up, push forward, inhale, fold in and lower down. Okay, you choose the variation that works for you. Just make sure you're in a neutral position first and set your centre. And as soon as you're ready, you can exhale, push forward, Inhale, fold in. Exhale, forward. Inhale in. Feel free to put your hands onto your tummy to make sure your abs are staying flat. Make sure that pressure is staying constant between the rib cage and the mat. Well done. Remember, you do not have to work from double tabletop if this is too strong for you. It's up and push. Inhale in and down. Good. Exhale up and push. Inhale in. Lower down. Lovely. One more on each side. Good. And then lower your legs down. Extend your legs out on the mat. Reach your arms overhead and take a couple of deep breaths in and out. Okay, we've got one more exercise here. We're going to do a shoulder bridge, which is a lovely exercise for activating the buttock muscles. It's also a nice one for opening out the hip flexors, which can get a little bit tight in these tabletop positions. And it's also a nice exercise for mobilising through the spine, getting movement into the spine. So I'd like to have your feet and your knees hip width apart, arms relaxed at your side. Take a deep breath in and exhale, set your centre. Good. From here, on the next exhale, I'd like to soften your lower back down onto the mat. Squeeze your buttocks, roll your hips up off the mat, followed by one vertebrae at a time. Good. Hold at the top to breathe in. Exhale, roll back down again, one vertebrae at a time. Inhale, hold. Exhale, roll through your spine. Inhale, hold. Exhale, roll. Good. You work with your breath, exhaling to roll, inhaling to hold. We've got two more here. Nice work. Stop there. Bring your feet together so they're touching. Let the knees drop apart. Take your hands onto your abdominals. And take a couple of deep breaths in and out here. On this next exhale, bring your knees back together. Let's have a little stretch here. Lift one leg up, hold on behind the knee, and just circle out the ankle. And circle in the opposite direction. Stop there, cross that foot over the opposite knee, let the knee open out to the side. If you feel able to, you can pull that bottom leg in towards you. in the opposite direction. Good, stop there, cross that foot over the opposite knee. Knee opens out to the side, draw that bottom leg in towards you. Release that side, come over through side lying, up into kneeling. Okay, from here, I'd like you to step 1 foot forward in front of you. Good, you're going to tuck your tailbone under and then shift your pelvis forward. Good, keep that tailbone tucked so you're protecting your back. And then if you'd like to add in the arm, it's the arm on the side of the leg that's back behind you that reaches up and over. That side, opposite foot comes forward, take your tailbone under, shift forward, add in the arm, okay, release that side, come into long sitting, that's having your legs straight forward in front of you, and sit up as tall as you can. If your hamstrings are quite tight and this is a little bit too uncomfortable for you, just bend your knees a little bit. Okay? And then from here, sit up as tall as you can. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, think about lifting up and out of your pelvis and extend from your lower back, reaching down towards your ankles. And then inhale, and straighten back up again. Good, and again, exhale, lift up and out of your pelvis, extend from your lower back. Inhale, reset the spine. Good, 3 more. And last one. And reset the spine. Lovely. This time you can take your legs a little bit wider apart. Sit up as tall as you can. And as you exhale, walk those hands slightly forward. Good. Again, think about lengthening through your spine, just as far as you feel able to. Good. The hips can get really tight in pregnancy because everything's tightening up as a result of relaxing, that hormone being flooded into your system to loosen off the ligaments, allowing for birth. So if you're surprisingly tight in this position, then don't worry, you're in good company. Straighten back up again. Just bring your legs into whichever position is comfortable for you. Sit up as tall as you can. Good. You're going to bring one ear to one shoulder here. Relax the arms, relax the shoulders. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Tuck your chin in, roll over to the other side. Hold to inhale. Exhale, roll. More time. Okay, tuck your chin into the centre of your chest. Stay sitting up tall. Interlock your fingers in front of you. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, open your arms out wide. Okay, let's do that one more time. Inhale, reach reach forward. And exhale, open out wide. Nice work. Relax the arms down. Take a deep breath in. And out. That's it. 2 more. And last one. And relax there. Thank you so much for joining me for some postnatal Pilates today. I really hope you enjoyed it. I hope you come back for more. And I hope that you feel a little bit looser, a little bit more flexible, and a little bit more relaxed. Thank you very much. Bye.